Hi, I'm Tamami from Loving Life in Tokyo. There's so much that's amazing about living in Japan. I've teamed up with City Coast to interview people who are making the most of life over here. I hope it helps you to make the most of yours too. You're watching Making It in Japan. Hello everyone. Today I'm with Tak, who runs a website called Tokyo Interlopers.
Yes. Hi.
Okay. Hi Tak-san.
Hey, Tom.
Thank you for coming today.
Thanks for having me.
So first, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Sure. I'm from the Philippines, and I've been living in Japan for the last 15 years. I studied here. I did an exchange program, and then I pursued other studies. And then I jumped straight to work, and I've been here since.
You started working for a Japanese company.
Japanese company, yes.
Okay, so last 15 years.
Yes.
Can you recall any tough moments that made you feel like, oh, I want to go back to Philippines or something like that?
Well, I always want to go back to the Philippines and like go to somewhere warm and eat fruits but to answer your question, actually, yeah, the moment where I thought like, oh, it's so tough here, was my first job. It was during my first job here in Japan, like after graduating from university here.
Okay.
Because it was my first true taste of real Japan.
Okay.
You know, like up until then, it was all fun and games. You know, you're just studying and you're just having a good time. But then I had like it was a very eye-opening experience, and it was my first real shock of like how real, like how harsh sometimes and cruel like reality is, right? So you're at work and then you're expected to speak and write perfect Japanese.
Okay.
Right?
Perfect
Japanese. Like the slightest mistake can like lead to to your boss yelling at you. And,
Wow.
Which is, I mean, it happens to anywhere else, but yeah, it was just tough, and also the long working hours. So yeah,
Were you really busy or something?
Busy
you
and
have to work all day.
I don't think it was necessary to stay behind your desk till like almost midnight and like get home by Shuden or the last train. Right? So, but you had to because it was the tradition, and out of respect for your boss, because like you can't leave.
Okay. Does it really happen?
Well, that's what I thought. Like, you know, these are stories that
Yes.
people tell you to scare you
To
away,
scare you.
but it's actually true. So I did experience that.
Okay. So that was the hardest.
It's probably the hardest, yes.
Okay.
But I've overcome it, and it made me stronger. And so I'm actually thankful for that experience.
Really?
Well, not really, but I'm thankful that I got through it.
Okay.
And
But how long did you work for the company?
just 9 months.
9 months.
So not so
Really
long.
short.
Yeah, I made it sound like it was a very long and hard battle, but it was actually just very brief.
Okay. So now let's talk about your website.
Yes.
So could you tell us about the website?
So it's a website that I created to feature and share people's stories, like individual stories of especially people from different countries who are in Japan and maybe for short term, maybe they're just visiting, or maybe they're based here, they're working and doing all kinds of stuff. And I'm trying to highlight their achievements and their positive contributions to Japanese society, and just basically giving them a platform to share their stories.
面白い. Why did you decide to start this website?
I was just I was inspired by this other website called Humans of New York.
I know that.
Do you know that website?
Yes.
So it's also on Facebook and Instagram. So
Yeah, I follow them.
oh, you follow
Yes.
them? Yeah. So just it was last year, and I was just going through my news feed, and some of the stories just really touched me. And I thought like maybe doing something similar for Japan, especially touching on the lives of different foreigners who are in Japan. Like I thought that was a great idea, since I'm one of them, right? So I can identify with their stories, and so I wanted to like do something that will allow them to like share whatever they're going through, and maybe through that process, help inspire one another, and also like help each other.
Yes. Yes.
So that's why I started it.
Okay. So what do you enjoy most about your project?
Talking to different kinds of people would be way up there. Like that's the most enjoyable thing about it, is like learning from people. And well, the photography aspect, like that's fun. The writing part too, and the whole thing, it's very enjoyable and very fulfilling, especially when you see it when I publish, and I see people liking the posts and people commenting and saying, wow, I like that story, or I feel like this person is going through the same thing that I'm going through, so it's very fulfilling.
Okay, so when you start something, I think it's sometimes really hard. You feel fear or you worry about something. But what was the hardest part in your project to start or to keep continue?
Well, I guess in my case, the first step is always the hardest, like they say. And so for me, getting people to agree, or getting people to let me interview them, take their photos, and publish their stories, that was the hardest part. Because like I had nothing to show in the beginning, and so like it's just hard to visualize.
Yes.
So people didn't really trust me in the beginning, so I had to like gain their trust. And well, the easiest way is I ambushed my friends. So first I got my friends to appear on the website. Yeah. So there's a reason why they're your friends. So they were my guinea pigs, and after I like published a few of those, I was able to get people that I didn't know, so strangers, and ask them, so can I write about you, or would you like to share your story? And thanks to my friends, like their posts, I was able to get it rolling. And then after a few, like say when I got to 15 or 20, it just got a lot easier. People like started coming to me, even like asking me, hey, I want to share my story. Yeah.
So do you still try to meet other people?
Oh, yeah.
Find other...
I do a combination of asking people to refer or introduce their friends or anyone they know who has an exceptional story. It doesn't have to be an exceptional story, but something that, insightful or interesting that they want to share. People always say that I have nothing interesting to say, but they're always wrong, because whenever they start talking, like you just learn so much from their experience. So
by speaking themselves, I think they also learn something from themselves.
That happens. That actually happened a few days ago. I was interviewing this person, and he was expressing how I didn't even realize these things until I started. Until I started telling you. So it's everybody learns from each other. So it's very rewarding.
That's amazing. Okay, so next question I have is, what do you think is the most important thing in
Mhm.
order for people to keep doing the things that they want to do in life?
Interesting. I would say maybe a sense of purpose. Like,
目的.
yes, mokuteki. And you gotta know why you're doing it in the first place. You have to establish that. And once you have that, I think everything else follows. You know, like even when it becomes hard, like, you know, you get tired of doing the same thing over and over again, like that purpose gives you that extra push. Also, if it's like really germane to your interest, like if it's something important and you believe in it, truly believe in it, then, you know, I think that will give you that willpower, that lasting power to continue. Yeah, because without that purpose, like, if, you know, it comes to people at different times. So I guess, you know, you just can't force it. But it helps if you're constantly searching. And I think talking to a lot of people helps, because like it gives you ideas. Yeah.
I think so.
So me too, like the current form of my website, it didn't just happen overnight. Like it was a result of like a few consultations, like with friends, with people, or, you know, in the beginning it was a different format, and so, but I was looking for what I wanted, trying to figure things out, and then, you know, like talking to people. Yeah.
Okay, so my last question is, what do you hope other foreigners can get from your content?
The content of my website.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, the hope is that people will get inspired by it, right? And it's not just for myself, you know, not just for my selfish needs, not just for me to be nosy and like ask people questions that are none of my business. But yeah, but to inspire and to uplift one another, and just encourage people to celebrate each other's differences. So I'm trying to, you know, like highlight our contributions to Japanese society, because we're part of this society.
Yes.
You know, we're a member of Japanese society,
Exactly.
in some way. So I want us to like just come together and be more accepting of one another, right? And so the theme of my website is actually finding diversity and inclusion. So yeah, just trying to like encourage positivity, and I mean, like through diversity, it's a known fact that if you have different kinds of people, you'll have more voices, you'll have like more insights, like coming from different backgrounds, and you'll just be able to like, I don't know, like do something better. I hope, well, it's just a hope that you know, that Japan can benefit from people like us. And so we're here for a reason. We love Japan, and we like a lot of things about Japan, you know, like the culture, the food especially, right? And the language too. Like I started studying Japanese because it just sounded like music to my ears.
Wow.
Like,
you
literally,
hear?
like you're singing.
So,
yeah, like we're here for a reason, and you know, some of us are here to stay, some of us are just passing by. So, but I do think that we have more to gain than to lose from this. So we're all in this together.
So, do you have any message to the viewers?
You know, like if you're lost and you're feeling like you're all alone, you know, don't feel that way, because there are others, and maybe you can get tips and some advice from City Cost, right? And, if you want to share your story, you want to talk about something about your life here in Japan, or you know, where you're from, why you came to Japan, and just anything. Like you can also share it on www.citycost.com. tokyointerlopers.com. And you can find us on Facebook and Instagram.
そうですね。Okay, so it was wonderful. Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure. Thank you so
あり
much.
がとうござい
あ
ました。
りがとうございました。
Thanks for watching Making It in Japan. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.